Looking for a great new read as we roll into fall. Best-selling author Chantel Guertin is here with 4 titles about holding on. And the first one is kind of like holding on to summer.
Yes, and I you know, it's still summer technically,
Yes.
right? And okay, this is probably one of my favorite books this year. It's called Sandwich by Catherine Newman. And it's 1 week where a woman and her husband and her 2 grown children go to this North Carolina beach house, and her parents come for part of the week. So it's like the sandwich generation, but like literally she's making sandwiches as they go to the beach and like grumbling about it. But of course she loves it because it's this idea they go every single year for 1 week, and how things have changed, right? From when her kids were toddlers to now they're grown. And I just feel like it holds on to that feeling of summer and also of like life, like every year as it passes and you do the same tradition, how life changes and you start to reminisce and also feel older and all of those feelings. So,
okay. The next book that's on your list. Okay, so this is on my to-read list because Barack Obama had it on his best list of books of the summer that he really enjoyed.
Yes, and then some friends of mine recommended it, and so it's called God of the Woods. And this story has a multiple timeline, but the premise is that it's set at like a family camp, like a camp owned by a family, and these girls are there, and one of the girls goes missing. But the twist here is that 14 years ago, her brother also went missing. And so they're holding on to this idea of like hope that the girl is alive, and it switches back and forth in timeline. So we find out what happened earlier to her brother, what's happening. So it really is a mystery, and it's a page turner, and you get soaked into all of the timelines. And of course it wraps up in the end.
Okay. It's a page turner, but it's a big book.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a lot to read, but I'm looking forward to diving into that one then. What's the next one?
Okay, the next one is Here One Moment by Leanne Moriarty. So she wrote Big Little Lies and other shows that, books that have become shows. She's one of my favorite authors. This one, the premise is that all these people are on a plane, and this woman goes around on the plane and she tells people the year and how they are going to die. So that is awful because who would want to know this?
Okay.
And how this affects their lives. So it's like this idea, the holding on part is like holding on to this information that this woman has delivered, a complete stranger, but then some of it starts coming true. So everybody that learns when they hear like, oh, somebody that was on that plane and was told that it actually happened. So how do you change how you live your life if you know when and how you're going to die?
Oh, that reminds me of a book I read over the summer called The Measure, and it's where everybody gets a box with a length of string in it, and your length of string is how long you'll live. It's another great one.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, add that to your list.
Yes, okay. I will.
and what's the last book?
The Night We Lost Him by Laura Dave. So this comes out in 2 weeks from now. So, so Laura Dave.
But you've got the inside scoop on it.
And typically I would say hers is sort of, her last book was more of a thriller. They've sort of marketed this as a thriller, but I would say it's actually more of just a family drama. So this woman gets a call, her father has died unexpectedly, and so there's a mystery around that. She goes back, and it's more of, that's a device used to get her and her stepbrother together, and they unravel all these like family secrets. So it's a little bit of holding on to the life that she thought she had, the father that she thought she had, and sort of unraveling, what really happened in his life, which I think is a common theme when someone does die and you didn't know everything, and that's the time you sort of dig in, but then they're gone, right? And like you're trying to grab onto.
And you have so many questions, and then so many things that happen in your interactions with them. You think, well, what was really going on there?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's
okay. We've got about a minute left, but what are you reading right now?
Okay, I just started All Fours by Miranda July.
Okay, also on my to-be read list.
I'd heard this, and then somebody had mentioned it. Then I saw it in the Globe and Mail this past weekend as like in the what I'm reading section. And it's really good. It's a 45-year-old woman, and she is going to go visit some friends in New York. She decides she's going to drive there. It's really like her life. She has a son, she has a husband. She doesn't sleep in the same room as the husband because he snores. Like, I think, she is really in perimenopause, and it's like kind of all those feelings.
Okay. Okay, some great rates. You always add to my to-be-read pile, but I love it. Okay, we'll get your links on social media up on our website, chch.com/morninglive. Happy reading.